Every day I used to sit down. So I would wake up and I would sit down and I would have this notebook and I would write inside the notebook of what my plans were going to be to grow my business. And so I'd sit down and I would say, okay, I'm going to do this thing and here's the goal and here's what I want to accomplish, and let me do some research on this and research on that, and let me I would go on to the Quora website because I would look to see in terms of, all right, what do people want and things like that. So I was always planning. And I notice a lot of people are always in this planning mode. People are constantly saying, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make a lot of money. I got a plan. Let me come up with a plan. Let me do the research on it, and then we're gonna get going. We're gonna start doing this thing. And I used to do the exact same thing. I probably did it like a million times more than you have. And I would just keep planning all the time. And you have to get out of this mode of planning. You just have to get out of this mode of literally sitting down and wanting to plan all the time and just start go. A lot of people, they plan mostly because it's safe. So it's very safe to sit down and go into your notebook and just start writing stuff out and saying, all right, I'm gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna make $1 million next year. It's really easy to do that. It's really safe. But what's not safe is to actually spend money on advertising. What's not safe is to send out cold emails, do cold calls, and you're getting rejected all the time, and you're actually doing something. You have to start doing stuff. A lot of people, they just plan because it's a safe thing to do. And so you got to get out of this safe mode, because what's going to happen is your plan, it's not going to work. And the reason it's not going to work is because you don't know enough information to make it work. You don't know enough information yet in order to actually make the thing happen. And on top of that, you iterate your way to success. So it's not any one thing that you do, especially with a plan. It's not any one thing you do that's going to get you there. It's several things that you can't predict right now because you're not there yet. So imagine you're going on stairs, right? And let's say it's a 100-foot building. Let's say it's actually this building or whatever. So I'm like all the way at the top, right? And so let's say you want to get all the way up here and you have to take the stairs. You can't take the elevator. So how do you see all the way to the top? There's no possible way for you to see all the steps. There's absolutely none. No matter how smart you are, no matter how ambitious you are, there's no possible way to see all the steps. And so what happens is when you go inside the staircase, you see the steps, they wrap around. And so you go up the first, let's say 10 stairs, and then you go to the next, you go up there, and then it wraps, and you go up there, and you keep going, and you just keep going up and around. And so the only way to see the next series of steps is to actually take the first few steps to begin with. You can only see a certain amount ahead. And that's the same with a plan, to where no matter how much you plan, no matter how much you sit down, you can't see all the way to the end. The only way to see to the end is to start taking the first steps in the first place, right? And so if anyone could say that they sat down and they planned all the time, it was me. I'd wake up and I'd be like, all right, planning time, because you feel like you're getting something done, but you're not getting anything done. You got to be in go mode no matter what. Just sit there and plan the first few things. If you don't know exactly what to do, then you can probably buy a program. A lot of people, they just refuse to buy stuff. That's why they're stuck. So they refuse to pay for the answer. They just assume that they're gonna, somehow it's just gonna pop into their head. You can't be that type of person. So when it comes to planning, just stop planning so much. You probably already know what to do. Now you have to master it. So it's like, I knew, for example, with my plans, I knew that I had to do Facebook ads, or like when I was building up my entertainment and speaking business, I knew that I had to send out emails and do cold emails and just contact people. But I wasn't good at it at the time. I was thinking, okay, I already know that, but maybe there's another way to do it. Let me see if there's another way to market myself. And so I would start researching and I'd start planning different ways, right? And I did the same thing with Facebook ads. I was like, you know what? Facebook ads, maybe I'll lose my money. So let me see if there's another way to do it. And so you're sitting there, you're planning all the time. And what has to happen is you just have to start doing it so you can start mastering it. Because in the beginning, you're gonna lose money, you're gonna waste time because you're gonna do it wrong. For example, let's say you're prospecting, you're going to do it wrong in terms of what you say on your cold calls, what you say in the emails. If you're spending money on Facebook ads, then it's going to be wrong in terms of your ad copy. It's not going to be as good as it should be. All the stuff is going to be wrong. And what happens is you have to iterate your way to success. And so the only way you can iterate your way there is if you get out of the planning mode and you get into the go, 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 go mode.